And you're listening to Revolution Rampage in what would normally be the middle of the season.
Yeah.
We would be talking about how whatever teams are in the playoffs by American Thanksgiving are the ones that are going to be making it. But alas, we're not, because 2020 has been an absolute itch. No, that's not the word I'm trying to say.
You know that's not the word you're trying to say.
Yeah, we gotta keep it PG, but this year has definitely not been PG.
I mean, yeah, it's mid-November at this point. We would be at least a month and a half into the season.
It would be. We would be in that phase of the season where the Hurricanes have already raised our hopes and then proceed to dash them incredibly.
Collapse.
Right, and then
for like 2 months.
Yeah, and then January rolls around.
January, right.
Speaking of January, that is when they're thinking about starting next season. So hopefully we start seeing preparations for that starting, I don't know, a couple of weeks, or they need some time for camp. There's some teams that haven't played since March.
Right. I mean, I did get an email.
Gary, please, we need hockey. We need something.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
Zach, we get it. We're gonna get hockey soon. I promise you. You don't have to have a freak out digitally like that.
Right. So, look, I did get. Come on now. We gotta like put up our hand or something. Who's talking? Who's
that one?
Right. Look, so okay, so I did get an email because of the season ticket holder, and they were doing a survey of, would you come in now if they allowed you to wear masks and social distance? Would you come in then? Are you comfortable doing before or after January? So they had like this survey going. So I don't know what they're going to do with it, but maybe it helps, get an attitude of what people are thinking.
Yeah, I got that survey too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think people would follow the guidelines because of how they are, but
yeah. I want to go to less games, better seats, and just have the lower bowl kind of I don't want to say packed, but lower bowl, like more people in the lower bowl, spread apart more. You don't have to go to every single game. I had an 11-game package. I'm okay with going like 4 or 5 in the lower bowl, closer to the glass, maybe. And get people separated. I'm okay with that. Like, I think as long as once people are seated, they're 6 feet away, and you just close the concessions or have prepackaged concessions. You don't need to have everyone out in the halls, but it's doable. It's just all about how are you going to do it, and are you doing it in a way that's intelligent?
Yeah, I agree.
I would say the best idea for concessions would be probably what they do up in the mezz level, the 200s, would be just have the waiter have like a server and just go row by row and say like, hey, do you want this, that kind of thing. I would say if you want to do concessions at all, you would have to do it that way.
I can see prepackaged where, hey, you go to the game knowing, hey, there's only X, Y, or Z, right? And either show up fed, or basically, like, you go up, you hand a $5 bill, you get a bag. That's it.
Right.
No drink.
Or like an app, where it'll say, ding, your stuff is ready, and then you go get it at that point.
There is an app
that sounds like
that's
a good
been
idea.
developed. It has been an app that has been developed for ordering food to your seats. And the Bulls have actually used it. I remember because I've used it going to Bulls games. It only works for certain concessions, and you order food to your seat. That could be another way to do it, where you minimalize contact between. That's my only issue with your idea there, Zach, is that the waiter still has to talk to people, each one individually, and people are not going to be wearing their masks, sitting in their seats. You're gonna have people who don't want to obey the rules.
Right.
Right. They'll wear a mask to get in, and then
and then take it off.
Right.
That was my point.
So here's other things that other ideas, right? So for example, Ticketmaster in Europe is starting a thing where if you can't prove that you've been vaccinated, you can't buy a ticket.
This is true.
So
I think
how does that
people in
work? We don't
America
have
are
one yet.
really going to have an issue doing that.
well, nothing's happening in Europe yet, but that's their plan. So it's for concerts at least. And there's supposed to be a vaccine that'll be ready here in a few months. I know that I've had conversations where I work about who's going to get the first round of vaccinations. So the vaccines is close. It's a rush vaccine. I don't know how confident people are, but there has to be a range of confidence before it's allowed to be used in public anyways, and that's just human regulation before anything. Of course, naturally, people are going to be a little evasive about using it, but hey, that's a sacrifice that you might have to. That might be what the team says. Hey, if you don't take the vaccine, we can't allow you to enter the building. Hey, it's a business. You want your money back? Here's your money back, but you can't come in unless you've had the vaccine. That is not impeding on anyone's rights. That is their right as a business. It's like a no shirt, no shoes, no service sort of deal. And now it's no shirt, no shoes, no vaccine, no service. I can see that happening. And then once you have a vaccine, you're going in. Now, here's the thing, though. What about people who have autoimmune deficiencies? Do they also, how do they prove that? Remember, that's how you start playing the herd immunity thing, right? So I think it'll be difficult, but eventually, at least for this season, I think hopefully by next season, everything will be, I hate to say the word normal, but at least more towards the norm.
I don't know. We'll see. But speaking of next season, what do you think it's going to look like?
Well, we were talking earlier about the divisions being all completely different. Yeah. So it's nothing set there. This is a whole bunch of talk.
That's what's going to be.
Well, there's a whole bunch of talk, right? Is this division going to be anywhere near feasible to do? They're talking about a January start, but what about who plays where? Will they do a full 82-game season? There's talk about them trying to do it. I can't see that happening. How are you going to stuff 82 games in 4 or 5 months?
Half of a season.
Yeah,
I don't see it happening.
And then, well, there was discussions
the
about
latest the NHL has ever started a season was mid-January back in the 2012 lockout, I believe. But literally, you cannot do an 82-game season. I see the max that they do is maybe 45, maybe 50, something like that.
Yeah, and the one thing that I would say with that is they're talking about having teams play each other 2, 3, 4 times in a row a la baseball. So we'll see how that goes. So back to the divisions, right? So you wouldn't play anyone really outside of your division unless like 2 divisions are really close. But like the Canadian teams would have a Canadian division where it's strictly just they play other Canadian teams and it becomes the Canadian Hockey League, even though that is a thing. But you know what I mean? The Canadian National.
That is going to get TV ratings out the butt. Like that is going to be must-watch TV because those games are going to be so violent.
Right, but you're talking about like the Senators and the Habs and the Maple Leafs all playing each other. Oilers and Calgary playing each other 3-4 days in a row. That's the only way to really get like that 82-game thing because I mean think about it. You have 7 different opponents, 6 different opponents in that league, right? Divided by 82, that's a ridiculous amount of games against each other. But I don't see 82 games happening. One thing we might have to give up, though, is the concept of any outdoor games this year. That includes the Stadium Series that was laid on for February. Although, no realisticness, that would be the place to do it. Like, you know, it's outdoors. You got more seating. You can fit everyone that usually fits in PNC and have them 6 feet apart.
Right. I mean, wouldn't it be better to do outdoor games anyway?
We'll see how that goes. But here's the thing:
Quite possibly.
they're trying to make the most money, right? So if you can't sell all the seats, what's the point? Although I can see them doing it
And
and then doing it again.
If Dundon, he wants the max amount out of it. Like, he wants the max amount of people, the max amount of press, the max amount of sponsorships going in. He wants it to be the basically coming out party for Carolina, saying, hey, we are a big deal.
Right, and that's
Well,
going to be hard.
The NHL in general.
Right, I mean, every Winter Classic outdoor game has to be a spectacle for them because that's a moneymaker in terms of marketing and, money. I don't know how
it was a huge success for Dallas after theirs. That was a massive success with the Cotton Bowl.
And then they went on to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Right.
And now,
all because of our boy Anton Khudobin.
Yep, Dubby took them all the way. But I mean, look at
well, here's something that we haven't really thought about much. We keep talking about the NHL. What about the NWHL? Like, we think that our situation with the NHL is messed up. I cannot imagine them having any sort of a normal season, especially with Toronto just coming into the league.
Well, yeah, and then there's that, and then you've got Minnesota way out there. How are they going to work the travel?
Yeah, they might. I mean, like I said, they might play on the road longer and then they play at home for stints. So it'll be like you have like 1 month, everyone comes to them. Next month, they go to everyone else. Like,
maybe
that's the only way I could see that happening. Where instead of traveling back and forth,
this is the weirdness of hockey right now. We have no clue what's going on, and we're just coming up with conspiracy theories of what's going to happen.
I don't know. I'm not going to say these are conspiracy theories.
I mean, ideally that would work, but the NWHL, you can't take a month off because these ladies have to work.
Right. So, for something like the NWHL, though, I can see them conglomerating to one area for a weekend. Like, they only play on weekends.
A weekend, sure.
They only play on weekends, and they're like, okay, this is the one place we're all going to play. They all show up, and it's almost like beer league. Boom, they play their games. They fly back home. That's honestly the only.
They could treat it like it's one of the I can't remember the acronym. What is it? PWHLPA?
No.
Whatever. I can't remember the dang acronym.
So close.
Right.
They could do it like their showcases where they make it big weekend events where there's 4 or 5 games a day. Like that, they could do that same style. And if I was the PWHPA, I would be doing that still.
But the showcases were successful because they had a lot of fans in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be a difficult thing to replicate.
Yeah.
We gotta be okay with the reality that's around us. That right now, there's a pandemic, and we gotta do what's best for human life to sustain. Because, I mean, we don't know what the long-term effects are. We don't want everyone to get this. We want as few people to get this as possible, no matter what is being said out there about, well, it's fine. No, I've had it, and it's nothing more than a cold. Okay, you experience cold-like symptoms now. What's gonna happen later? Well, you can say that like chicken pox. Oh, it's just about a cold, but then you get shingles later. What's the shingles to this disease?
Don't even start with that. I've had that. It sucks.
Yeah.
Right. So protect people. Wear your mask, and if that means going to less hockey games, suck it up.
Yeah. I mean, it's one season. Hopefully.
Exactly. It is one season that is shorter.
Even if we do get that season, the Canes are looking good. They got all their RFAs back. We got that going for us.
That's right. So Hayden Fleury and Warren Fogle are back in the fold. When I wasn't really worried, but I do like Hayden Fleury's deal at a $1.3 million for 2 years. That was an excellent deal, incredibly excellent deal. I can see him taking the Jacob Slavin deal in 2 years to keep me here for even longer. Now Warren Fogle's deal worries me a bit. It's a little over $2 million. even more than what McGinn got for only a single year. Warren is starting to look replaceable or even tradable. He'll be an RFA at the end of this contract still, so he'll go back to being an RFA. Just it'll be interesting to see if the Hurricanes hold on to him or not. I mean, there's reports that the Canes are still looking into getting more offense, so we'll see how that goes. But right now, as the team stands,
with the way our offseason looks like next year, where we're going to be definitely in a goalie hunt because both of our guys are pretty much up. Plus Dougie, even though he's in contract extension talks, his contract's up. Fetch, he's in contract talks, and his contract's up next year. I don't know if we can with Warren.
Yeah, so there's a lot to see, a lot to kind of take into consideration because, hey, maybe this is it for Warren, and they bring up a guy like Suzuki to fill in his role. I mean, there's plenty of prospects that can come up and do your job if you're asking for too much money, and Suzuki is going to be at a third of what he's getting paid, so Warren can go on, move on. Good luck to him, but I don't know if he'll make it with the Hurricanes past this season. I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear. But hey, just like TVR moving on to the Capitals, I don't know why you had to go to the Capitals.
I know.
But life,
oh my God, people were so mad about that.
I know.
Life goes on. If you have a better player in your ranks, you bring that player up and you move on. You're always trying to improve the team. And sometimes that means letting go of players that you might love at the individual level, but just they're not doing much for you at the play level.
Yeah. That's the hard part about getting attached to players. It really sucks when they leave.
Yep, so we've lost.
I can't imagine how many people are going to be mad when/if, knock on wood, if Hamilton does leave. I hope he doesn't. I hope he never leaves. But if he does, that's going to be a major blow. Same with Fetch or Aho or these guys. They've been around and they're franchise players. And if you let them go, it's a major deal. Like Boston's probably going to have to do with Zdeno Chara. If they don't, he's getting up there in age. They haven't re-signed him yet. This might be the first year Boston doesn't have Chara in over a decade.
Go.
And it might be like the Boston Bruins where they lose Zdeno Chara. He hasn't re-signed. This could be the first year without their captain, and they'll have to deal with that. It could be like Ovechkin with the Capitals soon. He apparently has paused extension talks today with the Washington Capitals. It could be very soon that he might be gone.
The Patriots with Tom Brady, cats and dogs living together, madness.
Yeah, have fun down there, Tampa, with Tom Brady. It's something the Hurricanes fans really don't want to deal with. We have had a long time where our stars have stayed. Rob Brind'Amour stayed. Francis stayed until we got rid of Francis twice. Cam Ward stayed until we got rid of him when he didn't want to be the backup anymore. But we have a long history of trying to keep our top guys. And now that we have multiple top guys, it's going to be hard.
So here's what I have to say about that.
Dundon's willing to spend the money.
Look, Dougie Hamilton's not going anywhere else, right? He's jumped around from team to team, struggling to find a home. And he's found one. Not only has he found a home, he found a family. And that includes Andrei Svechnikov. That includes Warren Foegele. And I'm pretty sure that a big reason that Foegele did get an excellent contract is because he's part of the Three Amigos, the Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget Stormy and our boy Hamilton the pig in that family.
I mean, look, Hamilton is going to stay in Carolina. He's probably going to take a team-friendly deal, right, to stay here and continue to play because he wants to also leave enough money on the table for Andrei Svechnikov. He might even coax to keep Foegele around. We don't know, right? But what we do know is that two of those three amigos are the top two players on this team. Sebastian Aho's not going anywhere for a long time. We don't have to worry about that for several years from now. By then,
Slavin.
the cap limit's gonna go up. Like people forget, like the cap limit goes up. We just haven't seen it in a couple of years because, well, 2 years ago was a very small cap rise, and then last year didn't go up at all, and then this year it was supposed to go up a bit, but pandemic showed up and said that ain't happening, and then so
However,
if that's gonna happen
next year it might jump because of one thing.
Depends on how well this year goes.
Next year it might jump because of the TV deal coming up. The brand new TV rights deal. And oh my goodness, if you've been looking at some of the stuff, every major company is going in on the NHL. And it might be a split deal, which would be a massive plus for the NHL. If they could get like ESPN and NBC to do a split deal and have two major companies paying a crud ton of money, that's big for the NHL.
I agree, and I think there needs to be more of that, or more, get in FS1, get primetime TBS, like go for the markets that baseball is playing in.
Yeah.
Why not? It's a team sport that has the speed of soccer, the collision of football, and the one-on-one
fighting that no one else has.
UFC. There you go. So
right.
Sprinkle in a little bit of UFC in there, you'll be fine.
We were just talking about that the other day. Why is it that the NHL is the only sport where people are allowed and sometimes encouraged to fight? Anywhere else, they get
because we're awesome.
I think it's because no one can get a grip. Like no one can get solid footing.
Unless you're a woman,
do real damage.
Then you can't fight in hockey.
If you were the NWHL, I wouldn't want to fight because you would have to punch through those metal cages that they wear. Oh my god, that would hurt.
I mean, college fights sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like, has there been an NWHL fight yet? I don't know.
Yeah, there has been, and they both got suspended.
Right, you remember the whole thing?
That was a story thing that people were not happy about.
Boo.
Yeah.
Suspend, maybe I would say a fine, and that still might be a little too much.
It's fighting and hockey; they'll be okay.
Right.
My God, what has this world come to? You're not even allowed to fight wearing skates anymore.
Cats and dogs living together. Oh yeah, atrocity. Okay.
Yeah, let's put knives on our feet and have it out.
At this point, why not?
I mean, we brought Mike Tyson. We put Mike Tyson on the ice with Evander Holyfield, and we'll see what happens.
Hey.
What was it? Someone said it's like when people were threatening like violence against Philadelphia because of the vote or whatever. Someone said, "You really want to go down and mess with the city that idolizes an orange methadone beast that moves around on knives on ice? Is that really why?
The people that climb up their city lighting every time they win a championship.
Yeah, they burn down their own city if they win.
Right. I don't understand.
Really? Like the city with the biggest mess around and find out vibe.
I will say this, though. The biggest sports city that has surprised me this year is clearly Tampa. Like, congratulations to them. They won the Stanley Cup. They got really close to winning the World Series, and now you got Buccaneers Tom Brady, which is always. Now, I'm sorry, Omar. I had to mention it. They beat your boys. I had to.
Yeah, they did. My Pee Wee team can beat my boys right now. They've only beaten the Washington Redskins this season.
Oh, wait, but they're not the Redskins. That doesn't exist?
They're not the Washington football team. Whoopsies.
They're just the Washington football team. That's right.
They've only beaten the football team this year.
And they're only down to, what are they, with Alex Smith now as their starter?
I don't know.
I don't know. They're probably.
I mean, hey, I'm a Panther fan, and I'm struggling. I am struggling through this season with the Panthers.
Wait, there's a season? I thought it was just all practice still.
Right. I come from a cowboy family. You want to talk about struggling?
Oh no!
As far as I know, I don't follow football that much, but yeah, my family seems
As
to
far
be
as I
complaining.
know.
I mean, that's what I hear them complaining about.
It's all right.
But I mean, with the way sports are going now, I mean, we can't absolutely rule out hockey coming back. It's just it's going to be a
Just how?
different kind of a beast. It's going to be a different kind of beast because it's
Yeah.
indoors. All these sports that we talked about have been outdoors,
True.
where there could be there's different kinds of COVID restrictions, but indoors it's going to be rough to see what happens with fans and all that stuff. But if there is, and they're in Carolina, you better show up and you better be ready to yell because that building needs to remain loud.
That means you're probably going to have to do work of 6 people in that building.
Right? Because if there's not that many people, we're going to have to be super loud.
Yeah, you're going to have to do work. So we're running out of time here.
Just let the Red Eye Rowdies, just let all the Red Eye Rowdies in, and that's good.
Well, all the Rowdy fans.
All of them.
All of them. Like if you sign a contract on the way in saying you must yell the whole time.
That might work.
Yeah, you're not yelling. Get out.
You must boo Ovechkin.
I could see them doing a thing where like no opposing fans,
Wow.
I could see that too.
only season ticket members.
I
No
could see
annoying
that.
Ranger fans?
Long. What is it? The Islanders. The Islanders fan with their own.
I like
section.
the Islanders. I like them. They are nice
I like
guys.
them too.
It's Boston and Pittsburgh. Those are the worst.
Yeah. Boston.
I have to. I'm going to stay neutral on the Pittsburgh one because I spent all my time in college there, so I'm going to stay neutral so my friends don't.
You're
hate me.
allowed. What are they gonna do? Come and fight you? Like
Right.
Well,
you just
with the
send them
amount
my way, huh?
with the amount of people moving from Pittsburgh to Raleigh, it could happen.
You send them my way. We tell them Big A sent you.
All right, Papa Omar's going to protect me. This is going to be good.
You see those guns that he's got going? He can work.
Yeah, what do you think I'm going to the gym for? No, it's to kick penguins.
I'm like the least threatening person ever, so it's not gonna work for me.
A little
I mean, I don't know. Have you seen Stormy? How could Stormy be threatening?
Right.
those big
No.
blue
He's
eyes.
so. It's like a battle of the cute contest between who's cuter, Woolly Bull or Stormy.
I'll put that on our Twitter and find out. Speaking of Twitter handles, make sure to follow us at Redvolution R on Twitter, and also Redvolution Rampage on Instagram, Facebook.com/RedvolutionR, and make sure you check out our Patreon, Patreon.com/RedvolutionR. Yes, I got it right this time. We do have some new stickers out. Some of the Jay Gardner stickers. We've already sent those out, but in case you haven't seen them, they're incredible. Oh, where'd it go?
Oh, that's not working. Put it in front of your face. That'll work.
There it is.
Gardner's a better looking guy anyway.
Look how shiny.
But also, if you want any of our older stickers to include this incredible Sebastian Aho sticker.
Ugh. Sorry, that's not my favorite.
And it came out my birthday month. I was like, I thought I was supposed to pick it.
Sticker?
Look,
That one was surprisingly
yes, we
popular.
love-
It's surprisingly
we
popular.
love the TVR. It's a good one. It's a good one. Even though
Forget
it's not
everyone's
with us anymore.
favorite. The dog hug.
The dog hug.
But yeah, if you want
Oh, we need to
stickers
put out a poll. We need to put out a poll
for our favorite people's favorite
Next,
stickers.
what player should we do next?
Oh, there's that too, and then maybe collect all the stickers and have them compete, and then we'll reissue
Hey,
that
that'll
one.
be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fun. That'd be a fun little poll that we can do, and then have them compete, and then we'll see which one's the fan favorite.
Hashtag sticker war.
Hashtag sticker war.
Sticker war.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. Well, how are they going to be seeded, though? Ooh. I got to lay them all out, and we'll seed them. How about that? We'll all vote to seed them, and then depending on how many votes, then from there, that's how they're going to get seeded, 1 through whatever, and then no divisions. No conference.
Man, screw
Let's do it.
seeding. Let it be an all-out brawl.
How?
How?
Maybe on
You're gonna have
Facebook,
to-
Twitter won't have that many.
You're gonna have to include like some series like what was it? Seated voting and ranked voting and all sorts of. You gotta teach this. Is this really how we're gonna teach people election etiquette? All right.
Gladiator battle. That's how it goes.
Oh.
Gladiator.
Are you
Yeah,
not
well-
entertained?
We'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting next couple of months.
Yeah. So
And watch out
Um,
for any hockey mask wearing horror people, as it is Friday the 13th.
As we're recording.
Yep. Watch out, Omar. He's behind you.
What is happening?
Oh, no.
That's the wrong
No.
mask.
He's ready. No, he's protecting himself. He's ready.
This is the
Oh
way.
my god.
It's Boba Omar.
I love my nerdy friends.
Hey, I'm the one. He wears his Boba Fett. I have my Godzilla mask, among other things. We got to get you something, Amanda.
Oh yeah, I don't care for characters.
We're gonna ask Rayla. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
There's a lot of room in this helmet.
Oh, whatever.
All right. So this is a fun episode.
This is a random This was a fun random episode. We went
Yeah, of
everywhere.
course it's random. We haven't
There's
had
nothing
hockey
really
in
to talk
months.
about.
Maybe we should add that to our name. Random Revolution Rampage.
No, that's way too many R's. Okay, once you start
Random.
repeating a letter 3 times, you're in trouble.
Random red page.
We're too much like pirates. Arr.
No,
Okay.
I need a
we need to
haircut,
go.
but no.
Yeah.
We need to go.
All right.
We're getting silly.
All right, so this is Revolution Rampage. I'm Omar.
I'm Zach.
I'm Amanda.
Until next time.